Hi, this is Terrell, graphic recorder and creator of Frame the Message Inc. This is Picture This. Previously on Picture This, in part 1, you picked up a few tools that would help you be successful with flip charts. In part 2, we looked at some drawing and lettering techniques for readability. In part 3, you began to build a visual library. In this module, we'll explore what it takes to tackle the nemesis of self-talk. So, my own personal confession. I haven't always been confident with my drawing either. In fact, some days I start to question my own abilities as an artist, and I find myself falling into the pit of self-comparison. That never gets me anywhere, but I do find myself human, at times. Most of the time. I am definitely no stranger to how people learn. I love to teach, and I love to draw. Put the two together, and I'm definitely at my finest. I'm my most happy self, my most creative self, and as long as it took me to discover this, my most intellectual self. I would say people describe me as curious, inspired, talented, loving, and a born teacher who has never outgrown a love for play. Since I was really young, I've always lived on the creative spectrum, if you will, but sadly, I never really saw it as a compliment. I actually, quite frankly, saw this side of my brain as inferior and having less importance and less impact on the world as all my left brain counterparts. I spent a lot of time hiding that part of me and then making apologies for not being better at it. Does that sound familiar? It's something I see so many people doing these days, and that's why I've decided it's something that has to change. Here's just a few tips that I've used to try to tackle my own self-talk and be able to listen to the voice I want to hear that allows me to keep moving forward in my visual crusade. Breathe. Yes, it seems so simple. The more I start to get tensed up and worry about what I'm drawing, the more I catch myself holding my breath. And when I hold my breath, I tense up. And when I tense up, I grip the marker tighter. And when I do that, I find that I am limited in my access to the part of my brain that is my most creative. And when I focus my attention and my energy on listening, I have a choice to make. Do I want to expend my energy listening to the audience so that I can capture what they're saying accurately on my chart? Or do I want to listen to that little voice in my head that's constantly leading me to self-doubt? Keep it simple. I try to portray concepts in the simplest of terms. And I don't apologize for my simplicity. Simplicity serves the brain. So get over yourself. Don't think you have to be a Picasso or a Rembrandt to be able to effectively communicate through visuals with an audience. There's a number floating out there that between 65 to 85% of all learners are visual. Somewhere along the line, we've decided that the others are not? Come on, everyone has a visual brain. These labels have been misconstrued for years because the truth is these are about how people prefer to learn, not how they are capable of learning. As a matter of fact, there is one part of your brain completely devoted to visual learning. Did you know that? It's called your occipital lobe, and it's the only part of your brain devoted to just one thing, primarily, and that is processing visual cues. So it would be kind of a shame for only visual learners to use it. It's my secret joy in life to watch people draw with reckless abandon. You know, the kind we used to do in elementary school, simply to relay a message on a cocktail napkin or on a Post-it note, a scratch pad pulled from a desk drawer. It reminds me that when we do that, we don't even think about it, but that visual learning is alive and working in all of us. Tune into Module 2, where you'll learn more advanced drawing and lettering techniques and the art of the poster. See you next time.